And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Consistency Conversation. Today on the show, we have my good friend, all the way back from high school. Her name is Toni Parker. How you doing today, Toni?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being on the show.
You're
Go
welcome.
ahead and introduce yourself and tell the whole 365 Warriors a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Dartonia Parker, but I go by Toni Parker. I live in Roanoke, Virginia, and I've been here all my life. And I graduated from William Fleming High School
Go
in
Colonels
'94. Yeah, go Colonels. Woo,
all
woo.
day. Yep.
And I thought that I was going to go to college after I graduated from high school, but due to my home circumstances, I was just like, I got to get out the house. So
Mm-hmm.
I found myself moving out of the house, working two jobs, and then in between time, snacking, eating, doing the same
Mm.
thing over and over again. The next thing you know, you're at a certain weight, and it's like, okay. And then you
Mm.
get married, and then you get that comfort zone. And
Mm.
then I was like, nah. So I got to get this off.
Yeah.
But marriage and being out on your own, able to do what you want to do, it will put the pounds on you.
Yeah. That freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since we already there, won't you go ahead and start telling us a little bit about your fitness journey and where it started? I know that you've lost over 100 pounds, and um, that's something that we talked about before we went on. It's something I've never experienced, so I'm very interested into listening and hearing what your story is and your journey and what it was like and how you was able to overcome certain things to get to where you are today.
I kept on having health issues. I was on high blood pressure medication, and luckily that's the only thing I was on, other than the other medications that I was on
Okay.
for mentally, you know, wise. But the high blood pressure was definitely there. And I kept going to physical therapy because of pain, back pain, knee pain, and everything was contributing because of my weight. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people go to the doctor and they get offended when the doctor said, "Hey, you need to lose weight. You're
Mm.
obese." And it just is what it is, and you have to accept that and realize that, hey, they're telling me this because they're looking out for my longevity in life. They're
Mm-hmm.
not telling me this just to hurt me. So they got me in with a dietitian, and she was like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because you really need to do it, but they can't make you do something you don't want to do."
Yeah.
So I followed the paper on things to eat, what not to eat, and then I started to get into moving. I had to
Mm.
start exercising, started to walk. Not tell anybody, even if you don't start off with the food like I did to get in with a dietitian, because
Mm-hmm.
that is like medical and you do have to pay for that. At
Mm-hmm.
least just start walking. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So I started seeing little results here and there, clothes, because I was up to a size 26, 28 at one time.
Mm.
And
How
I will
tall are
see,
you?
I'm 5'4.5", but I just
Mm.
say 5'5".
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I will see people that even people we went to school with on
Mm-hmm.
scooters because they're so heavy.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to be that person,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be on oxygen.
Mm.
And I live in an apartment that has like 14 flights of steps. I'm like, I have to carry groceries up the steps. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I can even take like a 24 case of bottled water and I
Mm.
put it up on my shoulders and can
Yeah.
carry it up the steps.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good
Mm-hmm.
because if not, I will have to rely on someone. And I don't want to be that person. When I get older, I still want to be able to take care of myself,
Absolutely.
not have no one to have to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
But losing the weight, even though I had lost like 100 pounds, is still not clicking for me. And I
Mm.
don't know if that goes back to the mental part of it, probably most likely, because it's like, well, I want to be between 140 and 145.
Mhm.
But when people see me, some people think I weigh less. And then some people say, well, you look good the way you are.
Mhm.
But just because you look good with your clothes on, don't mean that you look good with your clothes off. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
And that's just the
absolutely.
way it is.
Mhm.
So,
That's a great point right there.
hmm
Great point.
so I definitely want to do a lot of tweaking.
Mhm. Hey, we all have room to grow. A lot
Yeah,
of people, like you said, on the outside looking in, they will say, or their perception of you is like, yeah, you're good, and you're really not. Like you said, no one sees you when the clothes is off. Like clothes
right.
and poses can hide a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Um, you mentioned something as far as the mental health aspect of it. Is that something that you want to share with us a little bit?
yes. I think once you drop weight, because once you've been heavy for so long and you do
Mm,
lose it, it's like you want to lose more and more and
mm,
more. And like I said, I just want to get between 140 and 145. Some people might be like, well, that's too small for you. But hey, I can only see what's too small for me. And if
yeah,
not, I know how to fatten it up some.
yeah. Do,
you know?
so we're in our late 20s and stuff. So do I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, people would be like, when someone lost a lot of weight, they'd be like, oh, that person looked like a crackhead or something. Did you ever get any of that?
No, I didn't get
No.
any
Oh,
of that, but I
okay.
did get people to tell me don't lose no more weight. And
Mm.
most of the time that came from fat people.
I was getting ready to ask, were they bigger than you? Now you showing them up.
Yeah, it comes from
Yeah,
overweight people.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
something how people view you. When you're big, they say, oh, you're fine, you're cute, or
Mhm.
whatever. But then when you
Yeah.
drop the weight and you're no longer part of their team, now they have something to say, you
Ooh.
know.
Yeah.
So, especially friends that was once small, they gained weight. Now they don't even want to be around you. They don't tell you they don't want to be around you, but you're smart enough to know that
Mhm.
they don't want to be around you. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. Why like, why do you think that is? Like, why do you think that is? Like, I don't understand, like, why, like, if one of my friends, like, start putting on muscle, I'm just like, I'm rooting them on, like, I'm cheering them. Even if
Yeah,
I'm getting fat, like, I don't care. Like, it don't have anything to do with me. Like, that's my homie. Like, I'm happy for him.
yeah. I think that it's all about loyalty.
Mm,
Everybody interpretation of friendship is different.
mm,
And I feel that's where we bump heads at,
mhm.
because where you rooted for him, was happy, he
Yeah,
didn't look at you the same way from when you have prosperity.
yeah,
So does it make sense?
yeah, yeah.
I
I get
have
it.
people like that. Like for them, I'm on the sidelines and I'm commenting on Facebook, on
Mhm.
Instagram, like, you go, girl, this and that. But when it
Yeah.
comes to me, their mindset is totally different.
Mm.
So we have to associate ourselves with people that are just like us.
Yeah. I
So,
agree.
and that's
What
hard to do.
of like mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like me working with you, this is
Mhm.
very exciting for me. I'm
Yeah.
excited for you because we have the same mindset to
Mhm.
help out each other and to help people to grow. So
Mhm.
therefore, if you're looking for help or a reference or whatever, I got you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because I want to push you. But
Mhm.
not only that, by me being on here, you're helping to push me.
Mhm.
So people don't understand that we're giving each other a lift up,
Mhm. And
so
accountability.
yes, most
Yes, because
definitely.
when we on here and we talk about fitness and our journey and the things that we have done and overcome, people are that's the image that people have of us now. So if we
hmm
blow up, they're like, "Oh, I remember you was on the consistency conversation, talked about this
That's
and talked
right.
about that."
That's
Like I
right.
have to be accountable to myself, to all my warriors, to everybody now. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
So is not that is harder, but in a sense, my mindset had to shift a little bit, and I had to put a lot more pressure on myself to
That's right.
do what I'm talking about, not just be a talker, but be a practitioner of what I mean, what I stand for, and stand behind my
Yeah.
brand. So
Well, I'm happy to be a part of your
yeah,
team.
I'm
So
happy you're on here.
I can't wait. Me too.
Yeah. I
I
want to
can't
hear more about the story, all about the story. Like,
so
what
anyway,
was the
it
hardest?
was the hardest part is just being consistent,
Mm,
and food. I will have a I look at it like somebody that's on drugs, and
like an
then
addiction.
yes, I was addicted to food, and food
Wow.
is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would lay in bed. I was a Cookie Monster girl. I would lay
Mm,
in bed with a pack of Oreo cookies, the vanilla kind. I'd be
yeah.
like, okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna eat two. Then
them
after
things
eating
is
two,
devil. They are the worst thing. I don't even buy them.
yeah,
I can't buy them anymore because I eat them all up.
yes,
They
and
should have
Girl
never
Scout
came up
cookies,
with them. The Thin Mints and the
yes,
Samoas, yeah, they gotta
yes,
be frozen.
they gotta be frozen for you.
Yeah.
I like the peanut butter kind
Oh, no, me too.
when I could eat them, but I would eat
Mhm.
Girl Scout cookies in one day.
Yeah.
That's indulging. And
Mhm. Yeah.
I said, there's something y'all got in these cookies that
Mhm.
they
Yeah,
keeping
like
people
crack or
addicted.
something. Like, what are
Yeah,
y'all putting in these cookies? Make you just wanna keep eating them.
yes,
Yeah.
but I was the type of eater too that kept munching and said, "Ooh, I got to get this weight off.
Mhm.
Ooh, I got to get this weight off."
Mhm.
And I mean, Domino's. I love me some Domino's
Mhm.
pizza, and
Yeah.
I could eat like a half a pizza by myself.
Man.
And that's how much I had loved food. But I
Mm.
realized that it was tearing up my body. And like I said, the biggest thing that got me is when I seen people I went to school with riding scooters. Because, scooters are for the elderly. It's
Yeah.
not for people like us. Now, if you have a knee
Mhm.
replacement or something like that, I can understand. But
Mhm.
just to be on it and also take an interest in yourself.
Yeah.
You got to take interest in yourself. That's why I call myself Miss Self Fabulous. It's
Yeah.
for self.
Mhm.
It's not to gloat. It's not to think that I'm all that. It's for
Mhm.
self
Yeah.
maturity, self growth, and things like that. Because I'm proud of me.
Yeah.
And, when I put pictures out there of me, I don't want to look jacked up. I don't have to look jacked up. Just
Mhm.
because something going on the inside up here don't mean it got to be shown on the outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's another thing I want to help women with is feeling good about themselves
Mm.
and taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
I'm 46 years old, and some people tell me, "Oh, you look like you're in your 30s."
There you go.
And I'm like, it's because I'm taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Smoking and alcohol will make you look older quicker than
Mm.
anything. And I don't want to be one of those people. And,
Yeah.
when I turn 50, I want to look good like those 50-year-old women. Because
Yeah.
you have some 50-year-old women, their bodies are tough.
Yep, and
They
they
look,
doing it.
yes, they look better than, a woman that's 46 years old.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So when
Mhm.
I see them, they inspire me to, to continue to want to take care of myself and to, I love the goodwill.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Oh,
I'm not a high value chick,
yeah.
but I mean, all my clothes mostly come from the Goodwill.
Yeah.
And
Ain't
you
nothing
just,
wrong with that.
yeah, you just take and hook it up and you make it you. Because
Mhm.
I don't do nothing but contribute it back to them. Because
Yeah.
when I lose weight, it has to go back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I am learning with the mental part. I
Mm.
don't want to get stuck so much and get down looking like a crackhead. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I
Mhm.
do want to tone. I do want to slim down more and tone up because muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah.
So if I slim out more and then tone up the rest, then I should stay a balance between like 140, 145, where I want to be at.
Mhm.
But like I
Okay.
said, I know how to fatten it back up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the easy part, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is the
that's the
easy
easy part.
part. But it's been
Man.
a blessing.
Mhm.
It has showed me a lot about myself because people in my family are obese
Mhm.
and they make it seem like it's okay, but it's not okay. And I was able to get off of high blood pressure. Speaking about that medication, I was able to get off of it.
Mhm.
And the thing
That's good.
is, my dad is on high blood pressure medicine. He's not a big guy. But the thing I tell everybody is when you go to the hospital and they ask you, is anybody in your family on high blood pressure? Say
Mm.
no, because they will take that and run with it.
Oh, yeah?
Is anybody in your family got breast cancer? No, I'm like, there's no breast cancer in Christ. There's no breast cancer
Yeah.
in me,
There you go.
And even when I go for mammograms or anything with my body, I put a scripture at the top of it
Mhm.
because, I'm like, okay, God, we're going to do this. I'm tired now. These people getting on my nerves.
Mhm.
But, you have to be careful what you tell the hospital because they will run with it and
Mm.
say, oh, you got high blood pressure because your dad got high blood pressure. No, I had high blood pressure because I was overweight,
Do
you
do you
know.
feel like when the doctor says that they kind of give people an excuse to not have to work? Because if you say, "Hey, well, I got high blood pressure because my dad had it," then there's no reason for me to work or do anything because I can't control it anyway. Do you feel like it gives people a pass?
You know what? That's a good question. And I'm gonna say yes because they're in it for the money. They're
Mm.
not trying to tell them, well, I tell you what, I'm gonna put you on this temporarily, but start working on your sodium and I want you to start doing some exercises.
Mhm.
Give them something to follow and then come back in 6 months and we'll see where you at.
Did
So
you get when you got went to the doctors, is that what they did? Like, is that how you started with a dietitian first? Like, did your doctor recommend that, or did they recommend medication and stuff, and you went to sort the other route on your own?
I sought the other route on my
Mm,
own, but I had so many different PCPs and I was stressing. And that's
mm,
one of the things that could cause you to get on high blood pressure medicine too. And I was going through a lot.
mhm,
So by me working out and you getting those endorphins going, that helps out a lot because with me being on this one medication called clozapam,
mhm.
um, I deal with panic and anxiety attacks
Okay.
and along with depression. But when you deal with panic and anxiety attacks, the clozapam helps to bring me down some, if that makes
Mm,
sense what I'm saying.
mhm.
So that medicine helps me bring me down some. You got to think, okay, this high blood pressure medicine, it helps to keep my blood pressure down. But if I'm already on something that helps for that, my blood pressure started to bottom out because I started working out. Does that make
Wow.
sense?
Yeah.
So I had
Crazy.
to, yeah. So I was getting lightheaded. So when you remember, I told you I lost weight the first time.
Mhm.
So when I had lost weight the first time, the dietitian that I was seeing then, he took me off the blood pressure medicine because he said it's causing you to bottom out because
Okay.
you're already on an anxiety medication that's supposed to help to keep your blood pressure down. So
Wow.
yeah, panic and
Wow. That's
anxiety and depression,
mhm,
it's real. It's very
mhm.
real.
How
Yeah.
is do you can so how do you deal with that? Does fitness play a part in how you deal with your anxiety
It
and
does.
depression?
It does. Fitness help out a whole lot. Like I
Mhm.
said, those endorphins get you going. Like the other day, I hadn't ran in forever, but it was
Mhm.
just something like a burst of energy in me, which is like run, just
Mhm.
run. And it's just like I had to get it out of me.
Yeah.
So I felt pretty good. There was a time I could run for 1 hour nonstop. Like I told you, I put myself at a pace
Mhm.
and I set it like on 25
Mhm.
and I call myself putting it on cruise control as I have my pace, it stays at the same pace. And as
Okay.
I don't get out of breath as someone that would be killing it, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
So,
Definitely get
yeah.
that.
So I'm trying to
Yeah.
get back up to that. But I
Mhm.
did 20 minutes that day. So I'm proud of myself considering it's been forever
Yeah. 20
since,
minutes is a long time to be running.
yeah.
And
So,
I my thing is, everybody's body reacts different to different types of activity. And
hmm,
if it works, then it works. You know what I
that's
mean?
right. That's right.
And I used to feel like, back in the day when I was real ignorant about fitness, I used to tell people, "Oh, you got to run all the time." But I'm just like, no, you ain't got to run at all, and you can lose weight. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? There are a lot
That's
of
right.
things you don't have to do, and a lot of things that um, a lot of people think are hard, but it's not really that hard. And one of those
No, it's
things
not.
is just walking. You just got to be
Yes.
consistent and just walking. Like
Yes.
me, I got back down to my like fighting weight, my regular body weight, since I got out of the military, and it was about I was carrying around an extra 15 to 30 pounds while I was in, and when I got out in 17, and then over the last couple of years, I dropped down, and like now, my body stays right around the same thing all the time, and I walk 3 to 4 days a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And I run other days, and I just I just stay consistent, and I don't do a whole bunch of stuff like I used to. And most of my workouts, like I never work out total more than an hour unless I'm like walking 6 miles or something like that. But other
Yeah.
than that, I usually never work out more than like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's what I do too, just an hour. And
Hmm.
you feel great. And you
Yeah.
can tell that when you get that on your extra weight on your body, you can
Hmm.
tell you don't feel good at all.
Yeah.
Not at
Your
all.
back start hurting and stuff.
Yeah. Now, see, I get a little bit back spasms here and there,
Yeah.
but it's
Hmm.
not as bad as what it used to be when I had a
Mm.
lot of weight on me. And
Yeah.
people just have to face it. Weight causes a lot of health issues,
Hmm.
diabetes, and stuff like that. So you really got to cut out a lot of the good foods that you love. I haven't had bread, I kid you not. Coming up in April, it'll be one whole year since I've had bread.
Man. Wow.
So I had to get rid of a lot of things in
Hmm.
order for me to get to where I'm at. And it's not easy.
Hmm.
I still have my days where I want to indulge, but I know, hey, you done come too far. So
Hmm.
guess what? If you indulge, you're going to be back before you know it where you started. And
Yeah.
what people don't know is it's not good for your weight to keep going up and down and up and down. Um, I've heard that people say if you're going to be fat, be fat. If you're going to be skinny, be skinny.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking that it must does a lot on the heart for you to jump up there, because the heart
Hmm.
has to pump to keep the
Yeah.
body going.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's something to think about too. You want to stay consistent as possible. If you don't go a day, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
You know, I do Zumba on YouTube.
Hmm.
And that pays for itself. We go out here and we pay money for these trainers,
Mm.
but you can go on YouTube and get a free trainer.
Yeah. What were you at your heaviest?
Ooh, 260 pounds.
Mm. 260. And what were
Mm-hmm.
you at your smallest?
160.
160. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And you
I
said
hit a
so.
plateau.
You that's where you at now?
No, now I'm at 153. But
Oh.
the first time, sorry, I confused you.
Oh.
The first time I lost weight, I got down to
Mhm.
160. I
Oh,
hit a
okay.
plateau. I couldn't get nothing more off. And
Mhm.
I think that's what discouraged me too. And
Mhm.
also about me being in a car accident for me to gain
Oh.
weight back again,
Mm.
you
How much
know.
did you gain back? How what did you go to when you gained it back?
Um, 244.
Okay. So you gained almost all of it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's probably does a lot on like wardrobe changing and everything like
it
that.
does. It does.
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing. It was just like I didn't want to go out in public because I didn't
Mm.
want people to say, "Oh, look at Dartonia, girl, she didn't gain that weight back."
Mhm.
How people talk. And I
Yeah.
really was. I was embarrassed to go out, but I know that was just the devil. That
Yeah.
was just the enemy.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was embarrassed because I was no longer what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And then that probably plays a role in the depression or the anxiety.
Yes, it does. It
Mm.
does. Especially when you see other people, they're small and stuff like that and they can wear
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah.
So it does. Like I said, I can shop at the Goodwills and
Mhm.
I can have fun to where I can't shop at the Goodwills
Yeah.
anymore.
And now you can
But
shop where you want to.
yeah, now I can shop where I want
Yeah.
to. And it makes a difference. So what people don't realize, I don't have the money to be paying for Saks for clothes. I mean,
Yeah.
that costs. Big
Mhm.
women clothes cost, like big and tall for men cost. I
I never
mean,
thought about that.
yes. When you get a chance, just look at the prices and how it varies. I mean, it is just unbelievable.
Mhm.
$30 for a pair of jeans.
Mm.
For a pair of jeans. My cat seems like she wants to be on your show too. Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Yeah. Um,
Man. Yeah, I
but
don't have
yeah,
no
it,
cats.
it costs. It really does
Mhm.
cost. Yeah, Snowflake, she's my therapy pet.
Your therapy
And
pet. Oh, okay.
she's my
Great.
therapy pet. And she keeps me on the go. You want to
Mhm.
say hi, Snowflake? Here, say hi to people. You see her?
Snowflake.
Yeah, say hey.
I
Say I need to
didn't.
be on the treadmill too. Say, look at me.
Mm, I didn't know they had therapy cats. I know they had therapy dogs.
Yeah, well, any pet you
But
get is
it
like
can
a
be a thing.
therapy. Yeah, it could be a
Oh, okay.
therapy pet. Like some people
Okay.
get snakes and they're like a therapy pet. It wouldn't be one for me,
Yeah.
but people get them. So yeah, she's my baby, and
Mhm.
I'm not ever lonely. Um, it's just me and her. And
Mhm.
that's another thing. You got to get by yourself sometimes if things ain't
Mm.
working out in a marriage or a
Mhm.
relationship. Then you got to sometimes get out on your own. I don't care if you leave with nothing but a blow up air mattress. You got to get to a place because
Mhm.
people make excuses. Oh, I can't leave this person because of bills. I can't leave this person because of kids. But you
Mhm.
don't want to never shorten yourself. And if you
Mhm.
have kids, you don't ever want them to think that it's okay to stay in a situation that you're unhappy in.
Mhm.
That it's okay. It's okay. And if you have kids, you can still co parent,
Yeah.
but you don't have to stay somewhere because you have invested. I am a self starter. That's one thing my counselor told me. I also see a
Mhm.
counselor. And she told
Okay.
me, she said, Dirtamia, you are a self starter. And I am. I'm like Tina Turner. Just give me my name. And I'm going to make something out of it.
Hey, do it. Do it. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, and I've been
Yeah.
living for myself for the past
Mhm.
8 years, and
Mhm.
it's been awesome. I haven't had
Yeah.
nobody to put me down while you're trying to
Mhm.
lose weight and
Mhm.
all this negativity.
Mhm.
You know, I just love it. I'm able to
Yeah.
do me. I'm able to come home to peace.
Yeah.
And having Snowflake has just really been a blessing in my life that I don't complain that I'm lonely, like talking about it.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't, I'm not a clingy person and I don't want nobody clingy to me.
Yeah.
And so it's good that me and my boyfriend live separate because I can't live with a man no more because I've been having a meltdown because
Yeah.
it's different when you don't have no one to support you or
Mhm.
no one to work with you and say, come on, honey, let's go run
Yeah.
or help me to be a part of your world too.
Mhm.
And if you don't have that, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's really rough.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I enjoy, my space, paying my own bills. And for some reason, you have more money when you pay your own bills
Yeah, you
than
think
you
so?
do if you connect with somebody. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah.
Situation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I've been paying my own bills for a long time. Shoot, I left Roanoke and for good in '94.
Yeah,
I've been gone ever since.
a lot of people have.
Yeah.
I would like to live outside of Charlotte to be closer to my brother.
Mm.
But it's time for a change. It's good to see different people and
Mhm.
to sample different foods too, because
Oh,
people
yeah.
eat different.
Yeah.
But I stay away from rice and stuff like that because that's starch. That bloats
Mhm. Yeah.
you. But it's good to, how they cook up chicken with peppers and onions and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since you have cut back on bread and a lot of other foods and stuff like that, some people say you probably just eat salads all the time. So what do you eat? Like what's some of the things that you eat in your diet on a regular basis?
I have pepper steak, which is good
Mm.
because that's the protein.
Mhm.
I do my protein shakes. I do that. Um, I do sugar-free popsicles. I do sugar-free where you mix it in with water, the little
Mhm.
packets. I'm
Mhm.
talking about like tea or
Yeah.
whatever, and mix
To get
it.
your water in.
Yeah, to get my water in. Let's see. I go out to like Olive Garden. I'll get like the grilled chicken with the little basil sauce on top and
That sounds
some
good.
seasoned broccoli and
Mhm.
stuff. And I just cut it in half and I'm like, I'm gonna eat this for now. And then later on that's gonna be like my dinner.
Mm.
And
So you practice portion control as well.
yes, most
Mm.
definitely.
I think
Because
that's really key.
you're not supposed to eat till you get full.
Yeah.
You're supposed to eat just enough. I mean,
Mm.
when you start feeling like you about to get to that point, then you say, "Hey,
Mhm.
I need to stop,"
Yeah.
because you're not gonna feel good.
I
You're gonna
think
feel lazy.
I think Like for Thanksgiving and certain times before, I used to eat till I get tired. Like,
Mm,
ugh. You'd be like, oh man, you're just so full, so bloated. But like that macaroni and cheese be looking so good, you just want to keep eating
yes,
it and stuff. I don't
yes,
eat like that no more though. Like I can't even eat like that no more. Like I don't have a huge appetite no more.
yeah.
So would you have called yourself like a foodie in the past?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said, would you have considered yourself like a foodie or something like that in the past?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was the main thing that you hated giving up?
Um, that's a good question because everything I love. Pizza. Pizza is my
Pizza.
favorite. Yeah,
Um,
pizza
have
is
you
my
given it up,
favorite.
or you just in
I,
very in
I don't eat it
moderation?
at all. I just don't
Mm.
eat it at all because it's bread.
Mm.
Once
Oh
you
yeah.
stop eating stuff, you don't miss it.
Yeah. Don't crave it.
And then also your stomach starts to shrink too. I don't know if people
Mm-hmm.
realize that because
Mm-hmm.
I know probably most likely if I eat a pizza, it will probably feel like it's stuck or something because my
Mm.
digestive system isn't
Like what
used
is
to eating
this?
that anymore. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So,
like it happens like if I eat some real greasy food and stuff. Cause I don't
hmm
eat a lot of grease. And I
see.
don't hardly eat anything that's fried. I'm
Hmm.
not against it. It's just how my food is prepared and how I
Yeah.
eat it. It's just nothing's really ever fried.
Yeah.
So when I
That's
do
how I
go
am too.
places, yeah, or get some fried chicken or something, it
Hmm.
always kind of disagrees with me. My body, like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
Yep.
my body, I can tell, I can feel my body kind of rejecting it. And
Hmm.
I don't miss greasy foods, at all.
See, because your body has been trained
Mm-hmm.
to not to go that route no more.
Yeah. Be like,
Hmm.
nah, we not doing this.
Yeah. And my biggest thing is ice cream. I love ice
Mm.
cream. I could eat it
Yeah.
every day.
Me too.
And yeah, I just
Ice
stay
cream
away
and
from that.
Oreos.
Yeah.
I
So I
got some
do.
downstairs.
Ah!
Like, I'm not lying right now. I had some last night.
Oh
And I'm
my
probably gonna have some more tonight.
goodness.
But I got up and I did 3 miles this morning. I
Okay.
did
Woo-woo.
100 ab with the ab
Okay.
rollers, and I did
Okay.
200 squats.
That's
Um,
right.
and I ate rice and chicken for lunch. I had a
Okay.
smoothie for breakfast. So, I haven't had dinner yet. I don't know what I'm have, but
Yeah.
I can afford to have some ice cream. I've worked a
Yeah.
lot. I got let me see how many steps I got right now. I got over 16,000 steps right now
Oh
too. So,
wow.
I can have some ice cream.
Yeah.
I've put in the work. You
Yeah,
know.
you have. You have. That's true. That's true.
And
But
like I tell people, both things. You have to know yourself,
that's
and you
right.
have to be able to know what you can really allow yourself, and know what your weaknesses are, and be able to counter them. I
That's
think that's
right.
where a lot of people struggle at. Like I know what my weaknesses are, so I was like,
Mhm.
I just stay away from certain things are just my weakness because I don't
Yeah.
want to go down that rabbit hole. You
Yeah.
know.
And ice
So.
cream and Kit Kats and all that is
Mm-hmm.
mine. And chocolate cake.
Mm.
Oh, I love all that.
Yeah.
But like I
Yeah.
said, I'm just not trying to get back because it's a
Mm-hmm.
rough journey. This has
Yeah,
been
it's
a
not
journey
worth
for
it at
me.
the end of the day.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
It's
especially
not.
for longevity and being around and different things like that.
Hmm.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Um, are you kind of like an advocate for like mental health?
I am. I
Mm.
am. And I want to help. I feel that I used to thought that being a hairstylist was
Mhm.
my thing because I'm really good at hair weaves and making wigs and
Mhm.
doing latch hook and all that stuff. So I went to
I don't
hair
know what none
school.
of that stuff is. Hey, but you know what? I don't got to. Somebody listening know what it is. They
Yeah.
probably like, you go, girl. Hey, you might have somebody reach out to you after this, and
Yes,
and, and may want something.
yes, and doing cornrows and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
with me dealing with mental health myself, I can
Mhm.
give back because I understand what they're going through.
Mhm.
I had one girl on Facebook to reach out to me, and I
Yeah.
gave her my number, and I told her, "Look," she was like, "I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you." I said, "Look, you don't have to call me. It's no pressure on you. Just know that you have a number to call.
Yeah.
I said, I don't care what time it is, call. Because if I
Mhm.
can save a person's life, then it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because I've been there to where I just
Mhm.
wanted to give up, to where I didn't want to live no more. I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm tired. And then the enemy starts throwing back at you your childhood and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. He
Yeah.
can't take me off this earth, but God can. And that's when I will go, when God says it's time.
Hey,
And
there
you
you
have to
go.
speak out into the atmosphere. You have to
Mhm.
say, hey, you have to let the devil know, no, you did not create me, so you cannot have me. You didn't give me this life.
Mhm.
So, I said a prayer for her, sent her a prayer and everything. She was like, thank you so much. And I told her I was proud of her because at least she
Mhm.
knew to reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
And at least, it was me, but she could have reached out to anyone. So I told her I'm proud that she did that. So yeah, I always say I am a mental health advocate because I am. And
Mhm.
I definitely want to get my show going or start to get things going in my community because mental health is something that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
And, growing up, especially as a Black female, what went on in
Mhm.
the house stayed in the house. You
Mhm.
didn't go to school and talk to the teachers about it. Go to the
Yeah.
school and say something about it if you
Yeah.
would,
Yeah.
you
Better not
know.
say nothing.
Yeah.
And
So,
I have CPS knocking at the door
hmm
over
so,
something you done told a counselor.
yes.
And
So,
honestly, and the funny thing about it, that's my job. I was elementary school counselor. So, right?
yeah.
Oh,
So,
and I have to ask those questions sometimes. And, I remember, like you said, what happens in the house, stay in the house.
yeah.
That's cultural. Not only
Mhm.
in our community, but other community, Hispanic community is really strong in certain beliefs like that, certain Hispanic communities too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, people don't realize if you don't attack it and get the help you need, when you get
Mhm.
into a marriage, it affects your marriage, or if you just dating, it affects how you date.
Mhm.
Like if you grew up around violence, then you're gonna be balanced towards your mate, say just anything out of your mouth, you
Mhm.
know. And words hurt.
Yeah,
Once you say them, you
absolutely.
can't take them back. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry does not heal that wound.
Mhm.
It's just like another obstacle thrown on your plate. So
Mhm.
I have triggers, like if I see somebody mistreating somebody on the job or something, that's like a trigger for me. It makes
Yeah.
me want to go out and be like, hey, well, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Make you want to just get in there and start throwing things.
Yeah.
But
You don't need to be getting fired for
yeah,
nobody.
I don't like to see nobody talk to like a
Yeah.
dog. We all grown people and we should be able to respect each other. We
Yeah.
may not agree, but just say, okay, you have your viewpoint, I have mine. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be enough to come between our friendship or what we're trying to do for ourselves as individuals.
Mhm. You don't really and you don't who cares who's right at the end of the day?
That's
But
right.
some people wanna be right no matter what.
Yeah. Well, this
And
day and time, you have to let them be right because it's
yeah.
not worth your life.
Yep.
During our school time, we fought it out. It was no big
Mhm.
deal. You lost, you lost. You won, you
Yeah.
won.
Yep.
But this day and time, it's not like that.
Yeah.
You
And then a
know.
lot of times people argue and they're not really trying to come to a solution. They just want to argue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They just want to push their point onto you. And it's like, dude, it's okay for you to have your point. I don't have no problem with it. Have your point. And it's
that's
okay
right.
for me to have mine, you
That's right.
know. But hey, it is what it is. Just the same thing with working out, same thing with fitness. Like some people feel like they need to walk, X amount of miles. And for some people, they don't necessarily need to walk X amount of miles. They may need to do A, B, or C. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
But what works for you, I mean, it works differently for everybody. You know what I
That's right.
mean? So I think, at the end of the day, you just gotta kind of find out when it comes to fitness what works for you. And
That's right.
obviously, you found out what works for you.
Oh
So
yeah. And
other
mental
than
health definitely is
yeah,
gonna work for me
yeah, the
because
mental
I can
health,
relate. I can
yeah,
relate.
the
And that's the
diet,
thing.
So when you first started the journey, where did you start? Did you start with the diet first? Did you go get a trainer? Did you cut on YouTube videos? Did
I
you just start
started I
walking?
started walking.
Mm,
I started walking
okay.
because you can't get it all done at one time. So you got to
Mm,
start somewhere. So I felt if I got to moving, that was the
yeah.
best thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean anybody can cut back on food,
Yeah.
but can you get those legs to moving? Can you get those arms to swinging? That's
Yeah.
where it needs to start.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell anyone. Just start getting yourself to move because that's the biggest thing is
Mm-hmm.
starting getting around.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then what? And then how was it after that? What was the next step once you started moving?
Once I started moving around, then I started working on my food. I was
Mm,
still eating, but just started to work on how I eat. Like started to work on eating like 3 meals a day because I
mm-hmm.
didn't do that. So when you don't eat 3 meals a day, when you do eat, you're making up from the times that you didn't eat.
Yeah. Like I
So
missed breakfast and lunch, but I'm gonna
yeah,
make up for it for dinner.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so I had to start getting into the practice. Like I said, none of this happens overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. But the days go by so fast when you look back and you see when you weren't productive.
Mm-hmm.
And by you being productive, you like, man, 6 months then went by that fast.
Mm,
And look where I'm at now.
yeah.
So you can just only do it one day at a time. Just take each day at a time to try to start making changes.
Did you have
So
any? Did you have any struggles when it came to like maybe looking in the mirror or after a certain amount of time, like not seeing results? Because a lot of people will be like, "Oh man, I've been doing this for 6 weeks and I don't see any results."
yeah,
So how?
I did. I did. But I learned that you lose first in inches
Mm-hmm.
than you do in actually pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I started seeing a little shrink here, just a little shrink there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't need to see no shrinking. I need to actually see, a big dip,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
somebody that carved me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did get discouraging, but
Yeah.
I knew that I had to stick with it. It,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't, like I said, we want this, like this, as they say, you put it in a microwave and heat up the food real quick.
Yeah.
That's what we want for our bodies, a microwave fix. But
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. I
You
think,
know,
yeah, it don't. It takes time, it takes effort, and it
yeah.
takes doing it over and
And
over
over
and over and
again.
over
Yes.
again. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
part, is just like, that's the hard part. Is just, I think for me, whenever I try to bulk or whenever I try to do this or try to get better at whatever it is, during the training phase, it's the time. It's just waiting for the results to come through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and especially like since you was able to lose, and then when you gained it back, you knew you was going to be able to lose it again because you had done it before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So what was that like mentally? I know you kind of touched on it but early, but what was that like mentally
Um,
when the
what?
losing part of it?
When I lost, got underneath 200 pounds the first time I started losing, I was
Hmm.
ecstatic. I was so happy. I got on the scale. I was like,
Yeah.
but now since I'm under 200 pounds, it's just like, I'm not where I want to be. And
Mm.
that's sad to say that. But
Hmm.
it's like, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be. And I have to learn to rejoice where I'm at because I'm no longer where I used to be.
Yeah.
It would be women looking at me saying, girl, I wish I was your size. You wouldn't be able to
Hmm.
tell me nothing.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking at a girl that's smaller than me and I'm like, oh, look at that little cute dress or those tights
Hmm.
she got on. I'm like, oh, I wish I
Yeah.
could get into those,
Yeah.
that's cute and the waist and stuff. But you have to rejoice where you're at. And that's the
Hmm.
main thing. And that once again, that touch back on mental health.
Hmm.
You have to ask yourself, why are you not comfortable where you're at now? Because
Hmm.
you've come such a long way.
Yeah.
And, once again, I think because we see J-Lo and the Kardashians, you see their bodies. And
Yeah.
it's like, we want to look good too. But
Hmm.
you got to also realize we all have different shapes.
Mhm.
So you're not gonna look like J Lo if you built a certain way.
Yep.
You know, some women can have Coke bottle shapes. Some
Mhm.
women can be straight up and down like SpongeBob. But
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
it just
Mhm.
is what it is. You're not
Yep.
gonna have that particular shape that you want. But
Mhm.
I'm thankful I have a nice shape. So I know
Yeah.
I'm gonna get what I want.
Hey, you say you gonna claim it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna claim it. I'm gonna claim it.
Oh
So
man, I like that. Hey,
yeah.
what we're gonna do right now? We're gonna jump into a game, um, not game, but a word association. I guess it is a game.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 10 words, and then you repeat back. Not repeat back, but you just give me your response. Whatever comes to your mind, either one word or either a small phrase or whatever.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. The first word is pizza.
Oh goodness. Pepperoni.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a good one. The next one is stress,
Exercise.
exercise. Okay,
Exercise help a lot with stress.
I like that. I like that. Doctors.
Oh
Ooh, that might have been it right there.
yeah.
That was your response. I like it.
I would say there are good doctors out there, but do your
Mhm.
research. You know,
Mhm.
look up their background
Mhm.
and see the comments and stuff like that. Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
Oreos.
Milk.
That's a good one. Oh man. Um, mental health.
um, I say living,
Living. Okay.
living. Yes.
Self.
Um, esteem.
Ooh, I like that word. Counselors.
Um, helpers.
Helpers. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got two more. And I got
Okay.
4 words written down. I'm just trying to decide which two I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, I got 3 more to go.
Okay.
Um, triggers.
Um, trauma.
Ooh, I like that. Uh, these last two are good. These last 3. We're gonna go with fat.
Okay. Skinny.
Skinny. There you go. I like it. I like it. And the last one is consistency.
Consistency. Let's see. Progress.
Progress. I like it.
Yes.
All right. Well, we about to wrap up. So before we do, I'm gonna give you opportunity to share with any of the warriors, any of the viewers, anyone who may see this, any of your final thoughts.
Um, First, I want to thank you for allowing me to be on your show. I have enjoyed it, and I hope that you have me back on again. And
Okay.
I ask for everyone to take and support you, and because you're worth it, you know, and you got a good thing going on. And I
Okay.
really do believe and know that you're going to be successful at it.
I appreciate it.
Mental health is very important, that we take care of our mental health and that we take care of our bodies. Um, you know, it takes time. Nothing happens overnight. But and get in the word and read some scriptures. You don't have to know the Bible forward and backwards, but if you can get some scriptures in you, God would definitely keep you standing. And I always say, don't take and try to test God by taking your life, because one day you might succeed. You know, some people do that little testing thing, just to get attention.
Hmm.
Don't do that. Speak to someone. If you need help, get the help. If you need to be on medication, be on medication. It's not the end of the world. It's okay. We all have battles on the inside. So everything's gonna be all right. Get you a good support group, get around good people. that love and care about you, and everything's going to go well. And that's all I have to say.
All right, Tony, thank you so much for being part of the consistency conversation.
Yeah.
And until next time, remember to stay consistent and stay fit 365 days a year. We
Yes.
are out.
All right.